Authors have taken credit for writing "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." But as you know, Northampton has the oldest court records, and this is the original version that was written. So all the other authors, you know, they can take claim to it all they want. The original version was written right here on the Eastern Shore. They wouldn't let me keep the original, but I got a copy of it. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the Eastern Shore, not a critter was stirring, been a while since the garden tore. The white rubber boots were hung by the fireplace with care, in hopes that St. Nick soon would be there. The children were all nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of fish and fowl danced in their heads. And Mama in her baggy flannel pants, and I in my Cape Museum cap, had just settled for a long winter's nap. When out on the yard there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. On the way to the window, I think I stepped on some pork rinds, tore open the shutters and opened the blinds. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to the Charlie Brown and Fatal below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear, actually my vision sucks, but it was a miniature sleigh and 8 big bucks. With a little old driver who looked like he belonged in the morning crew at Hardee's, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than a black duck, his coursers they came, and he whistled and he quacked and he called them by name. Now Smith, now Mink, now Myrtle and Cobb, on Hog, on Paramore, on Tangier and Chincoteague. To the top of both lighthouses, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves not since the 33 storm fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a skiff full of toys, ain't St. Nick with a big chew. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each big hoof. As I drew in my head visions of mornings and deer stands, down the chimney St. Nick came with toys in both hands. He was dressed in all fur, the color of a red-skinned spud, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and seaside mud. A full crab pot was flung on his back, and he moved like a paint shaker, then he gave it one last whack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples so baritone, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry stone. His draw little mouth, think he looked like a gnome, and the beard of his chin looked like sea foam. The corner of his mouth, a piece of wheat he held tight in his teeth. This aura encircled him just like a big wreath. His broad face and his stomach just made you say damn, that jiggled when he laughed like a shuck chowder clam. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. Hate to admit it, but when I saw him, I peed myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I should have stayed in bed. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the boots, only stopping to twerk. Laying his finger aside of his nose, he was going up the chimney as fast as my wife online buying clothes. He sprung to his sleigh, leaned back in his caboose, and away they all flew like the down of a huge goose. But I heard him holler, ain't pretty around here none. Merry Christmas to all, may you all get your BB gun.